Every time you hear anything about prison, whether it's on YouTube or someone on the streets you know has been to prison, you hear stories from friends that went up the road before, everyone claims they're the toughest inmate.
Hold down, man. Suitcase this, my cell phone and my charger don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see you ass, you gon' leave airlifted.
What's up, everybody? You already know, man. Kfrogtv back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor and hit that like and subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Make sure your bell is also placed on all, not personalized, therefore you receive the notification on all my videos I drop. For this video here, I'm going to be speaking on being the toughest inmate. Okay? Now, me, I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm not the toughest inmate. I wasn't the toughest inmate. You feel me? I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat and act like I was the baddest in the world. Because there's always someone out there that's bigger and badder than you. But I'm going to tell you what it's like being the toughest inmate. Just from the view of everything, of what I've seen. Being the toughest inmate, I feel like doesn't exist, to be honest with you. That's my opinion. But no matter where you look, no matter where you turn, you're going to always hear that someone was the toughest inmate. No matter when people tell you stories about the times when they were locked up or anything, everybody claims to be the toughest inmate. Like they were the biggest and baddest. They whooped everybody. No one would whoop them. You know, when it's all bullshit, because at the end of the day, there's always someone out there bigger and badder than you. It doesn't matter if you whooped 20 people while you were incarcerated. There was someone in there that whooped 30. That's simple. And it doesn't matter how many people you wet up. There's people in there that wet up more people than that. So to me, I feel like being the toughest inmate is limitless. You never really know who the toughest inmate is. That's how I look at it. Because you'll have someone that beat up 3-4 people in 2 days. Pat, 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 pat. Just starts running through people, dish ragging them. But the next thing you know, you'll see this one dude, it's probably his first fight in prison, dish rag that person. So yeah, the other dude put in more work, but he got his ass handed to him by this person. You see what I'm saying? So to me, I can't even really tell y'all who a toughest inmate was while I was incarcerated. Because I've seen a bunch of people that were bumping. A bunch of people who were bumping until they got to a certain level of someone else who was bumping more. You know? Now, I told a video a long time ago about who I seen that was the best bumping inmate. You see what I'm saying? But as far as being the toughest inmate, that's kind of hard, you know, to think about it. Because like I said, everybody's going to have the same type of stories, same type of outcome. You know, they all want to sound the same. They all want to put out shit that sounds like they were unstoppable. When really, to be real with you, they may have been unstoppable where they was at. But that doesn't mean they was the toughest inmate. You know, there's some people in there that don't say a word, that stay under the radar the whole time they're in there. That probably are golden gloves. That'll beat the dog shit out of half the people in there that think they're tough. You see what I'm saying? So they could have just slithered through the cracks around that individual who was truly bumping. You feel me? But at the end of the day, just because you got in fights, just because you wet people up, or you stood up for yourself, or, you know, things like that, that doesn't mean you're the toughest inmate. It's just everybody wants a story to tell and everyone wants to feel good in the inside, you know? Me, my reason for being who I was and standing on my own 2 feet was because I didn't want to let my dad down. That's what it was. My whole time I'm like, shit, boy, I know my old boy up there watching me. My old boy up there watching me, boy. I'm going to continue to be who I was on the streets while I'm locked up. I'm not going to come to prison and act like someone I'm not. To this day, I'm the same person I was before I even went to prison. And the same person while I was in prison. Same exact person. Because I'm me. You see what I'm saying? You have some people that'll be pie as hell on the streets. Get beat up their whole life in their neighborhood. Won't bust a grape. Can't whoop nobody. Can't stick up for themselves. Let people punch them in their shit and they don't do nothing about it. And then they'll go to prison. Getting 1 or 2 fights out of a whole 5 to 8 year bid. Come home and act like they're bumping. Tell stories like they was in there dish ragging people, beating people up. Pushing the image of being the toughest inmate. You see what I'm saying? And then them same people who beat them up back then Some of them will like feel like, oh, he's been to prison, dog. He knows how to bump now. You feel me? They'll get all tatted up on their face and, you know what I'm saying, get all wet up and shit, which is a precaution just to make you think shit, make you to look scary to you. They'll get all the tattoos and stuff, and people will look at him like, oh, bro, he just came home from prison, bro. I ain't trying to beef with him. In our reality, that's that same old cotton ball that you used to beat up back in the day, man. Ain't shit changed. Don't let them put it out there like they all of a sudden just woke up like that now. You feel me? They've been pie all the way until they were 20 years old. Went to prison for 4 or 5 years. You mean to tell me they came home at 25? Now they're a gorilla? Nah. That shit's still in them. You feel me? That pie shit's still in them. It's just they could have landed at a camp where they didn't have no altercations. You feel me? Or where people just wasn't on that type of time of bullying or trying to rob them or anything like that. Or they could have just not, you know, had that type of problems with anybody. And then they'll come home and they want the people on the outside to think, damn, bro, he just came home from prison. He was in there bumping heavily. I know it. And that don't even be the case sometimes. You feel me? But like I said, to me, the toughest inmate doesn't exist. And I'm being honest. Because no matter where you go or where you land at, yeah, you'll see people that you know that's bumping, that done beat up everybody that he done came across. But that don't mean he's the toughest inmate. Because like I said, there could be somebody under that radar that truly knows how to use these. Truly knows how to use these. To where his ass will get in trouble because he's a golden glove on the streets. You feel me? And then he just stays to himself. You won't even know it. It could be someone that goes to the library every single day and reads books, just stays to himself. Don't put a lot of canteen in his locker because he don't want the problems. But he knows that he'll demolish whatever comes his way. But instead of showing your hand, you just keep that in your pocket and you just, you know, do your time the way you do your time. Stay out of the way and just mind your business and just go with your own routines. There's people in there that live like that. And then when that drama does happen, people think they're vulnerable or try to take advantage of someone like that or try to get over on them. Oh, man, I ain't hear nothing about him. That dude probably won't do shit. Or be trying to get high so they need money to buy what they need. So they decide to go rob this man's locker or steal something off his bed and not know who they're truly getting into it with. And the next thing you know, that boy puts them golden gloves to use and puts on and shows. But when you do that, depends on where you land at. A lot of times when you beat the shit out of someone, it ain't like people are not gonna mess with you now. Like a lot of people will tell you, oh, I beat this person up and then they stopped messing with me. I beat this person up and then no one messed with me. 9 times out of 10, man, wherever you land in the state of Florida, if you beat someone up, there's gonna be other people out there that want to challenge that shit. They want to test that shit. You feel me? They want to feel like I can whoop you. You feel me? That's how they look at it. It ain't like they're going to be like, oh, he's bumping, I'm going to stay away from him. Or he's bumping, I'm not going to try him. It ain't like that down here in the state of Florida. Down here in the state of Florida, you got people that want to be known as bigger than that person and bigger and badder. You feel me? They want to prove they're tougher. Yeah, you whooped him and him and him, but I guarantee you I'll dish rag you. That's how it is down here in the state of Florida at majority places you go to. Not all of them. You see what I'm saying? I try to make sure I make it known when I speak so y'all don't say, oh, he's lying, he's wrong. No, because what I'm saying is pure facts. You feel me? So, say 10 out of 10 camps, I'd say 7 of them you go to. 7 out of 10 of them camps, there's going to be people in there that try to test that shit if you're bumping. So when you come across people who came home from prison and they tell their stories like, oh, I beat up this dude and they ain't want to fuck with me no more. No one messed with me no more. It could be that they landed at that camp to where people just didn't care about them. Or they had other things going on. They was getting money with cell phones and Tunchi and different things like that. And they didn't want to worry about what they had going on or ruin what they got going on to fight this dude. But you got people who have it in them, though, that are like, man, I'll knock that dude out, dog. He think he bumping because he beat up them 2 people, bro. Last 2 fights he got in, he beat them up, bro. He think he bumping, bro. Man, I'll dish rat that boy. And people will start shit with you just because your ass won your last couple fights. You know, that's how it really goes down in prison. But like I said, you have the same people that may be thinking that in their head and saying it, and they want to start with you so bad, but they got so much stuff going on right now as far as with their hustle that they don't want to mess what they got going on. They might have the whole compound sewed up on tobacco. Everyone might be, you know what I'm saying, like coming to them for tobacco. So they're just constantly flipping money. And then next thing you know, they put their pride to the side and they're like, he'll get what he's looking for one of these days. You see what I'm saying? But that same person who beat them 2 people up, he's going to walk around with his chest out and come home and tell his family members and friends and stuff like that he beat up 2 people or he beat up 1 dude and ain't no one want to try no more once they seen he was bumping. But like I said, he could have got spared. Because to me, my opinion, I've never seen the toughest inmate. Straight up. Because no matter what you do, no matter what you bring to the table and how much effort you put into being the biggest and baddest, there is always someone out there that is bigger and badder than you. Straight like that. Now, how many of y'all in the comment section know someone that was an animal when they were locked up? I'm talking about beat the dog shit out of everybody they came across, ran it with the police, fought police, got gassed, pepper sprayed, wet people up, got wet up and everything. But then they got their ass handed to them by someone who didn't do none of that. Because that's what happens. So that means you put in all that work just for this person right here who didn't put in that work to beat your ass. But you know how it is. Anybody can lose a fight. Straight as that. It don't matter. Like you see when you watch UFC fights. You'll see this dude beat this dude. Right? But this dude that won lost to this dude. But then the dude who he beat up beat this dude. You see how it works? Like, so it doesn't really matter, you know, at the end of the day, how hard you're bumping. Because a fight can go either way like that. Straight up. But, you know, everybody wants to act like they can't be whooped. They can't be stopped. You know what I'm saying? They never lost a fight. You feel me? If they lost the fight, it was barely lost. You know, and they always have good stories and shit to make it seem like they was literally like known for beating people up, known for making people break it off, and you know, different stuff like that. When speaking from my experience and speaking to someone who's literally was in prison, I've seen so many fake people. I've seen so many people lie about how they did their time. I've seen so many people in prison lying about how they did their time at another camp. And then someone will come from the camp they was at and say, hell nah, man. And tell a whole nother story. You feel me? And I told y'all this shit before. Jail. The word jail has 2 meanings to it in my eyes. Jail. J-A-I-L. Just ask, I'll lie. You ask him, man, I heard you dish rat some people, bro, when you was at your last camp. Dog. I heard, boy, you got in a fade with someone. You feel me? And over a super some shit, dog. You in the whoop. They'll straight up just start telling you to lie to that story. You feel me? That's what they do. Just ask, I'll lie. You feel me? The other thing that jail stands for, J-A-I-L. Just another inmate lying. Okay? And that's what it is. They lie so much. You feel me? People can't keep it 100 because they got that ego. Instead of it actually being stamped that they were the toughest inmate, it's more now these days, it's more of who can push the image or who can push the story-based stories of being the toughest inmate. That's one thing that you got to remember, man. To me personally, the toughest inmate doesn't exist because there's always someone out there that is tougher. Am I right or wrong, though? Because if you think about it, just like I said, no matter how much work you put in, this person right here can take it all from you by beating your ass. Or if you hit up 20 people, there's someone I'm pretty sure that done hit up 30 people. And that's the way the world ends, bro. You feel me? That's just what it is, like, regardless. So I'm not going to come on here and say I'm the toughest inmate, you know what I'm saying, or anything like that. But I will go ahead and throw in there how I feel what it would be like being the toughest inmate. Being the toughest inmate would be problems 24/7, okay? People always wanting to fight you and challenge you. No one would trust you no one would even trust you to where they could truly be friends with you. You get what I'm saying? The officers are going to end up not liking you because they're going to see how you put fear in everyone else's hearts. You know what I'm saying? They're going to feel like you're extorting people. You walk up to people and next thing you know, you walk up to them near their bunk and they open their locker and tell you to grab what they want. Yeah, that's cool. But you know what's going to happen after a while? You would never last being the toughest inmate there because someone is going to decide to wet you up and get you off that pound. Because there's people that are jealous and envy and people that have it in their heart, that pride, that want to prove he thinks he's a badass because he extorts these people. He takes these people's canteen. These people give him shit without him even saying anything. He just looks at them some type of way and they come open-handed and just give him stuff. You know what I'm saying? He be trying people, smacking people, you know, different things like that. Someone's going to give him what he's looking for. You feel me? That's why I wouldn't want to be the toughest inmate. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't want every single day. Now, I beat this person up, this person. You know what I'm saying? Got this person giving it to me, this person giving it to me, this person giving it. Everywhere I go, I got everyone in check. Because then you know what's going to happen? People are going to come together. There's going to be 15 to 20 of them that decide, you know what, we're just going to corner his ass when he takes a shower, and we're going to beat the dog shit out of him. We're going to wait till he's in the shower, soaked all up, like you're sitting there soaping. You feel me? And then we're just going to go in there 15, 20 deep. There's no way in hell he's going to whoop all of us. And then if he does, we're just going to start wetting him at the same time. That's what would happen if it got that bad. And it could be 10 to 15 people who ain't living like that. It could be 10 to 15 people who are scared. But since there's such a high amount of numbers that are willing to do it because they're all fed up with the bullshit, they'll all stick together. Now it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now you got a whole squad of people, whether they bumping or not. You feel me? They still gonna come in there and they gonna get you up out of there. And then whenever you land to another place, there's gonna be someone else there that's known as the silverback that walks around the pound like he's the runner of that shit. And you mean to tell me you're gonna go there and you're gonna try to do the same thing you did at your last camp? Some people do, and then they see that it ain't happening. Or some people do go there and they end up whooping that silverback that was already there, and then they become the main one of the compound until someone else steps up and takes the throne from them. Or they're going to go there and they're going to try to take over and they get flipped as soon as they get there. Not even by the silverback, but by like his homeboys. By ones that know he's top dog. His little runners are going to eat you. You feel me? Being the toughest inmate, man, is not going to last for anybody. You're better off just holding your own. That's how I look at it. I don't give a damn about being the biggest and baddest. Feel me? I'm just trying to make it out of here alive. I'm just trying to hold it down myself. Keep it real within my heart and keep it real to myself. You feel me? All that trying to be the hardest and prove and start shit with everyone or try to rob people and extort people. I've been through it all, believe it or not. But not once did I say I was the toughest inmate. You feel me? Straight up. Because to me, that shit don't exist, man. You feel me? And believe it or not, them ones that claim they're the biggest and baddest, when they get their ass whooped, everyone watching, even they homeboys, even people who are cool with them, you feel me? The ones they used to pick on also, they all look back and they're like, hell yeah. About time he got his ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? Literally. Like, look at Mayweather. You know how many people around the world want Mayweather to just lose one? Whether they're a Mayweather fan or not. They probably betted on Mayweather every time he fought. Like, they're true Mayweather fans. But someone would love to see him lose. You feel me? Because right now he's the baddest. He's got it on lock. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. Same thing with inmates. Even your own kind, even your own homeboys, your own brothers, if you're in a gang, all that shit. They want to see you get your ass handed to you one time. You never know. It may be because they feel like they can't do it. They feel like that they can't whoop you. They feel like you tried him some way down the line. Maybe y'all were supposed to break down a pack of cigarettes, and then instead of him giving you 10 and him keeping 10, he kept 15, gave you 5. But you know he'll whoop you, so you ain't say nothing. Now he's getting his ass whooped down the line, and in your mind, you're like, hell yeah, I'm glad he got his ass whooped. Nah, why? Because I ain't like how he did me with them cigarettes that one time. You feel me? But that's his brother. If he gets in the shit, he's going to rock out behind him. But he was glad to see him get his ass handed to him. You feel me? So take it from me, man. The toughest inmate doesn't exist. Straight like that. There's always someone that's going to put in more work, and there's always someone that can hand you an ass whooping anytime you're looking for one. You feel me? But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video on up. I appreciate everyone that tuned in. Y'all already know I'm going to drop videos like every 2 days. And y'all just, you know, stay free, man. Y'all keep fucking with me. I keep fucking with y'all. Y'all already know how we do it, man. I appreciate all the support. And I'll see y'all next time, man. This Frog.